Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This video is actually my first video that I will be posting since doing my weekly cash envelope stuffing. I will have tomorrow's up as well, but I'm sure people are sick of just seeing just those videos, and now that I'm coming to my first month on the cash envelope system and the Dave Ramsey budgeting, I am just going to show tips and tricks that I've done that have worked in this journey, because there's no quick fix. You have to change your lifestyle, I guess, for this. I mean, I know I did, but these are just things that I've done, and I saved $1,000. I earned and then I saved $1,000 within the last month. So that, I mean, I didn't think that'd be possible with a part-time job. I only work 21 hours a week, so my checks are not big at all. But these are partly becoming from, well, I have, like, my side hustle is my Etsy business, but this is like what I was able to just make in a month, like incorporating everything in there. So the first thing I had to do was cut spending, and that was a huge thing for me because I am an impulse shopper, and a lot of times I hate spending money. I hate spending cash. Like, that's my thing. Is even as a child, when I got cash, I would not spend it. I would not spend it at all. When I babysat when I was younger in middle school, that money I would not spend because I did not like seeing my cash go away. So then as I got older and I got my debit card, I was a lot more flexible with my spending because I had the debit card. So all my money was going to the debit card for work when my checks were getting deposited. And so I didn't have that same feeling, but there was no need for cash in my mind because I had my debit card, I had my credit card. So there was no need for me to have money, like hard cash. So I never had cash. The only thing that I never bought with my card was gas. That was one thing that I'd never buy with my card. I'd make sure I had enough cash for my gas. That was the only thing. Because I did not like spending that extra 7 cents a gallon, even though when you see how much I was impulse buying anyway, that's 7 cents a gallon, I still would not budge on that. To me, that was still a lot. But cutting the spending was a big thing, because once I started, because the cards you're swiping and swiping, you're like, like the money's really not leaving my wallet because all I'm doing is swiping plastic. And then I started, once I got a credit card, that's really when I was like, oh my god, I noticed I was working just to pay off my credit card. Because I didn't like to use my debit card because I'm like, well, that money comes out of my bank account instantly, so I'm going to use my credit card and it'll come out later. Okay, yes, it'll come out at the end of the month, but you're still using it, so there's more money that you're going to have to, more you're going to have to pay off on the card. And then that money comes out eventually. If it comes out now or it comes out in a month, it's eventually going to come out of the bank. And it's not like I was waiting and I was saving up my money in that month. I just kept using the card. So there really was no, I was like, oh, I don't want to pay for this right now. I'll just put it on my credit card. But then I just kept doing that. So that was when I knew I needed a change. That was about 2 months ago. I stopped using the credit card because I was like, I don't want to, because I was only working to pay off my credit card. And I was like, I have to have a huge, payment each month on my credit card. And that is on top of everything I use on the debit card. So I really had to hone down on my spending. And I stopped using both cards and I switched back to cash because when I was younger, I hated spending my money and I hate spending the cash now. So now I feel like I am a lot more mindful when I go to spend that cash, because I'm like, okay, this is all that I give myself. I do have still my credit card. I'm still trying to pay that off. I only have probably like $150 left on it, but I use it to, I have to pay that minimum payment no matter what, even if I use the card or if I don't need the card. So once I get it fully paid down, I don't know what I'm gonna make sure to hit the $25 for. Maybe my groceries once a month, but then like pay that off. I'm not really too sure, but that was the biggest thing, is you can't save money if you don't cut your spending, because you have to see where your money's going to. So I was such a random, like I'd be in the grocery store and I had no list. I knew what I needed, but then I knew I was gonna get more things that I didn't need. So I would just be like, oh, this looks good, I'll throw it in my cart. Or shopping for clothes, that was my biggest problem, was I was just looking at it and I was buying it. It's like, yeah, it's cute, but it's never something I would wear, so why would I buy it? Or I would see that it was such a great deal, I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna buy it, but it was something that I never wear. So that was another problem I ran into. So I stopped using my credit card fully, because then I'd have to be more aware of using my debit card. And then even still, I was kind of a little swipe happy, but it wasn't as much, because the money was coming instantly out of my account. And then that's when I got into the envelope system, where I really budgeted my money. Like I have $20 a week for gas. I have, I put away $7 a week towards future gifts. So that's when I really started, because a lot of those envelopes, like the sinking funds, they're just envelopes to save ahead of time. So they're not actually expenses that I'll use week to week, but I'll eventually need it. And when I do need it, the money will be there. Whereas like my week to week, I have grocery, I have, I put money in for my nails each week, even though I don't get my nails done each week. I don't know what's in my hair. That might actually just be a piece of hair. Like my gas, my food, like I put in for my car insurance, and then at the end of the month, everything totals up. So I don't use, because my car insurance used to come out, because I pay my parents, used to come out automatically out of my bank account. And then I was like, I do not want anything to leave my bank account, so I switched over to cash, and I just I just save weekly. And these are my envelopes from my wallet. So I just keep track of when I add and when I spend the money. So right now I have $21 in here. I haven't filled up yet. I probably will need to fill up within the next 2 days. But this is the only money I can spend for gas. I mean, I really can't overspend for gas, because like I'm not gonna impulse buy gas. So the envelopes is more to track my money and not to impulse buy, because that was my biggest problem, was when I would eat out or when I'd go grocery shopping or going to buy clothes, I would impulse buy. So now I'm like, okay, I only have, and it's so easy to pull from another envelope, but I don't know, like, because it's like, okay, if I pull from my gas envelope, I can't fill my car for the week. Or if I go out and I pull from my grocery envelope, it's like, okay, well now you can't buy any food for home. So that's another big thing, is you need the willpower. And that was something that I really had to change my behavior of that. Because I'd be like, oh, I have all the money in the bank. It's like, you're supposed to be saving that money. You know, it's not like, okay, because there's no point of budgeting if I have to go into another envelope. There's no point of budgeting, and I'm not really saving money because I still have to go over my weekly amount. And the envelopes really causes me to limit myself. I go in the store, it's like, okay, you only have, like, I went shopping the other day. I had exactly $34 to shop, because I went out with a friend, and I got a new bathing suit, I got a pair of pants, and I got this cool little scrunchie, little, like, something. But this was an impulse buy, but I had money in my envelope to impulse buy, and it was only $1.50, so it wasn't like I got a GoPro on impulse buy, a $600 impulse buy. That is crazy. And I just, no, like, never again. So as the money because it's more of, as long as the money's in the envelope, I can do whatever I want with it for that category. But if I blow it, I blow it. So it's kind of like when I went out, I spent $27 because I used a gift card on the bathing suit because it was from Aerie. The bathing suit was 50% off. I used a gift card on top of that. And then it was only $8 because I did not realize Aerie's tops got so expensive. I thought they were so much cheaper. I wasn't expecting the top to be $35 before the sales. So I wasn't expecting to because I only spent like $8 or $9 after the gift card, but I wasn't expecting to spend anything after the gift card because I didn't know how expensive the top was, but I had the money in the envelope to do so. Or my pants, they were a pair of clearance pants, but the money was in that envelope to do so. I could have gotten a $30 dress with that money because the money's in the envelope and I can spend it how I please. But now I'm looking at the mindset is like, I want it to last longer. I can blow it on this one item, or I can have it last longer. So I actually just purchased clothes on Poshmark today. I purchased, I believe, 4 things, and I sell on Poshmark. So that was actually my next tip is I sold a lot of my old clothes on Poshmark because since I'm an impulse buyer, a lot of the stuff I never wore. Or I only wore it once, or a lot of the stuff I took the tags off. That is my biggest habit. Like, that's my worst thing that I do is I'll take the tags off of the clothes because I think I'm going to wear them, and then I never do. And it's like, okay, now I can't return them because as soon as I get home, I'll take the tags off. I do not know why I do that. So that's so many of my clothes, so many of my shoes. It's like, okay, I wore them once. So I've been selling, and then I got 4 items of clothing. I use my balance, my Poshmark balance, and I got 3 tops and bottoms, I think, or 3 tops and a sweatshirt, but it was about $38, which is not bad at all because they were all Victoria's Secret brand. So to buy those in the store would be extremely expensive. So Poshmark is definitely another way to go, and it's smarter that way. You sell your own clothes, and like now you can put that money in the bank account. But like I need to get new clothes for the spring, so I'm like slowly just like reusing that money. Cause I sell on Mercari too, so I'm just taking that money, and the money from Poshmark, it was supposed to go, I was gonna take it out in cash and then buy the stuff in the store, but actually the stuff I wanted to get, I found it on Poshmark, and it was all from the same seller, so I was able to get in a bundle, and I was like, okay, I'm buying it now. I'm not waiting till to transfer the money because I'm going to be spending more in the stores. So I bought those 4 items, and it was like $38, I believe. So I'm just going to subtract that from the $100 that I was originally going to take out for cash, and then that's going to be what I have left. So I technically just did a little head start on my shopping, but that is a huge thing. It's basically, like, I know you can trade, but I've actually never traded. I just sell the items I don't use, and then I buy them. But also, it makes me think a lot more, because it's like, okay, I just earned this money by selling this shirt. I'm not going to go and blow it on a shirt that I know I'm not going to wear. I'm going to, like, sit there and think of what I want. So, it's really not like, I don't know, I don't impulse buy online. It's only like in the store, and it's always when I'm near the register. So like online shopping, that really helps for me. I don't know, because I'm not really a big online shopper, because I like to look at it in person. Even though I hate trying stuff on, I just like to look at it in person. So online, that really slows me down. And that was, since I'm an impulse buyer, coffee was never a problem that I had. I always have to make my coffee at home, because I make it with, I put a protein shake in it, or almond milk instead of creamer or normal milk, and I like it the way I like it, and it's not something that I can get out in the store. So I never had that problem, because I never wanted to, go somewhere for coffee, like 7-Eleven or Dunkin' Donuts. I really wouldn't stop, because I knew I wasn't gonna like how their coffee turned out. So I never had to worry about that, but that is a huge expense. Like, that's like $5 a day. Eating out, I know I'm a little weird. I don't really like eating out because it's the same thing. Like, I wouldn't say I'm a picky eater, but I like my food made a certain way. And when you go to a restaurant, like, someone else is making it for you. And it's like, okay, like, this isn't how I thought. Like, if I made this myself, it would have tasted the way I wanted it to taste. And so I prefer to eat at home, but I do eat out probably maybe like twice a week, but it's not like a $40 restaurant each time. Like, I like to go out, say for ice cream, that's like my one going out, or just like to a cheaper restaurant, but I'm able to get 2 times out of $25. So I used to go out a lot more, like Panera, that that's what killed me. Like, at work, I would buy my lunch when I went to work, and right around where I work, the food's pretty expensive. So every lunch was $10. Now, I work Wednesday to Sunday, so that's $50, and that's the minimum, because, you know, sometimes you want a little bit more, or you want to go to the more expensive places. That'd be right around $60 a week. $60 a week I was spending on just lunch, when I already had this stuff at home to make sandwiches and whatnot. So that really helped. And that was another thing, was, like, I'm not a big fan of eating out anyway. So, like, that wasn't something I really had to sacrifice. But, like, that's a big thing that helps. And the last thing that really helped me was, because now you have to be, where you're cutting your spending, you have to be more conscientious of what you're doing, what you're buying, how you're spending your money, where your money's going. Coupons and sales. I have never been a person to buy anything full price. I've never gotten a piece of clothing full price, anything. I just never believed in full price, because I knew I could always get it cheaper. But that was my downfall. I'm like, oh, I was able to get all 4 pairs of Steve Madden shoes for $20 each. I'll get all 4 of them. It's like, well, you didn't need all 4 of them, because I remember I did that once, and I ended up selling 3 of them on Poshmark, because I was just like, why did I do that? I just wasted that money. And so that's another thing, is just because the sale is good, like, I'm a clearance shopper, or I'm just a coupon, like, I'll wait till there's a sale, then I'll add a coupon on top of it, and then I'll just do really good. Like, speaking of coupons, I actually just got Victoria's Secret coupons in the mail. So these are pretty good ones, and if I save my money, and if I don't buy clothes for the next, like, 3 weeks, yeah, I think it's 3 weeks, because I have money left over from when I went shopping over the weekend, then I can use all 3 of them, because it's like the discounted bra, the $10 off 40, and then the free pair of underwear, but you can use them, like, all in the same order. So I can do that. Like, I'm not a firm believer in, like, I know some people will buy like full price, and like my impulse buys are always the clearance impulse buys, because I'm like, oh my god, it's such a great sale, or when there is a sale, but I like never full price. So now my sales and discounts, like, I've always done myself, but I know some people will buy it just because they like it. I'm not a fan of that, because I don't like to spend, if I know I can get it for $20, why am I going to spend $50? And my grandmother, actually, when I was really young, I was maybe 10, and my grandmother said, if you like something, go back to the store in a month. It will be on sale. Then you go back, and 2 months after that, so 3 months after it first went on the market, you're looking at 50% off or more, because most places only keep something for about 3 months. And I was like, I was young. I don't know how I still remember that. Like, I don't remember anything. I don't remember my alphabet. I don't know counting my numbers, but I remember this when I was 10. Like, I don't know why this carried over with me, and it works. I tell my friends, and it's just like a random trick that I always, like, remembered. And even my mom was like, how do you remember that? Like, no, my grandmother passed away when I was 9, so she told me before I was 9, and I still remember it. I remember shopping in Oshkosh, and, like, her telling me that, Oshkosh, Big Kosh. And I remember her telling me that, and that's the funniest thing, but it's true. After 3 months, you're looking at 50% off, or, like, even more discounted, like, clearance. So that is how I made how I saved $1,000 in a month. I know that sounds absurd, because I do have a part-time job. I do go to school, so there's a lot going on there, but it's more about, cutting your spending. Like, you can only make, like, say you can make $5,000 in a month, and you can blow $5,000 in a month, and it just depends on how, it's more of how you budget than, because you have to cut your spending to save. If you're not cutting your spending, you're not going to save any money, because there's no habits that changed. So that was the biggest thing for me, was the past month, was changing my habits, changing my behavior, and it really did help me save. And I honestly didn't think I could save that much in a month, but it worked. And I don't feel like I'm sacrificing anything, because I am giving myself the right amount of money that I should have had all along for these categories. And I'm just happy that my card's almost paid down and I still have money to do things. I'm just not saving all the money that I'm making. that's really just, this whole video was how I was able to save the money in the past month, because this is my 1 month recap of Dave Ramsey's cash envelopes. So thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe for more, and don't forget about the 100 subscriber giveaway. I actually did get the stickers, but I didn't, I just got the stickers, but I did not make the separate video yet. And I got them from Pretty Cute Planner. They're on Etsy, but I found them on Instagram. These are only some of them, because I'm going to piecemeal a few shops. So this is one of them. And I have these. I thought these were really cute. These are like the glittery ones. Then I have, these reminded me of Mermaid. They go on like the top of the box. I really thought these were really cute. And then I think I'm missing a sheet, but this is just the Feed the Pig one. I thought this was really cute. I got one for myself. I think I am definitely missing some. So within the next few weeks, I will be buying more stickers for the sale. I think I'm at 85 subscribers. So the quicker we get to 100, the quicker we can do this giveaway. So thank you all for watching, and please like and subscribe for more.